Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fact Fiction on Stories, where we discuss the latest and greatest films in Hollywood. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most anticipated movies of 2023, Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Cillian Murphy as the father of the atomic bomb. This is a biographical thriller that tells the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the theoretical physicist who led the development of the first nuclear weapons and the Manhattan Project during World War II. The film is based on the 2005 biography American Prometheus by Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin, which covers Oppenheimer's personal and professional journey before and after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and his struggles with the ethical and political implications of his scientific breakthrough. The film has a stellar ensemble cast that includes Emily Blunt as Oppenheimer's wife Kitty, Matt Damon as General Leslie Groves, the military leader of the Manhattan Project, Robert Downey Jr. as Lewis Strauss, a prominent nuclear critic and later chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, Florence Pugh as Jean Tetlock, Oppenheimer's former lover and a communist sympathizer, Rami Malek as David Hill, a fellow physicist and friend of Oppenheimer, Benny Safdie as Edward Teller, a Hungarian-born scientist who advocated for the hydrogen bomb, Michael Ungarano as Robert Serber, a close colleague of Oppenheimer who helped design the bomb, Josh Hartnett as Ernest Lawrence, a Nobel laureate and director of the Radiation Laboratory at Berkeley, Kenneth Branagh as Niels Bohr, a Danish physicist and mentor of Oppenheimer, Dane DeHaan as Kenneth Nichols, a colonel who oversaw the production of plutonium and uranium for the bomb, Dylan Arnold as Frank Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer's younger brother and assistant director of the Los Alamos Laboratory, David Krumholtz as Isidore Isaac Raby, a Nobel laureate and leader of the Columbia University group that worked on the Manhattan Project. Alden Ehrenreich as Louis Slotin, a Canadian physicist who died from radiation exposure after an accident at Los Alamos. Matthew Modine as Vannevar Bush, a prominent engineer and science advisor to President Franklin D. Roosevelt and later Harry S. Truman. Jack Quaid as Richard Feynman, a young genius and future Nobel laureate who worked on the bomb calculations at Los Alamos. David Dastmalchian as William L. Borden, a naval officer and congressional aide who accused Oppenheimer of being a security risk. Jason Clarke as Roger Robb, an attorney who defended Oppenheimer during his security hearing in 1954. Josh Peck as Kenneth Bainbridge, a physicist who directed the Trinity test, the first detonation of an atomic bomb in New Mexico in 1945. Devin Bostick, S.F. Nettermeyer, a physicist who proposed the implosion method for the bomb design. Alex Wolff as John Lansdale Jr., a counterintelligence officer who investigated Oppenheimer's background and connections. Tony Goldwyn as Gordon Gray, a secretary of the Army and member of the Atomic Energy Commission who presided over Oppenheimer's hearing. Scott Grimes as Robert Wilson, a physicist who testified in favor of Oppenheimer during his hearing. Josh Zuckerman as Robert Christie, a physicist who devised the core design for the plutonium bomb. James Darcy as Patrick Blackett, a British physicist and Nobel laureate who opposed nuclear weapons. Matthias Schweighöfer as Werner Heisenberg, a German physicist and leader of Nazi Germany's nuclear program. Christopher Denham as Klaus Fuchs, a German-born physicist and Soviet spy who leaked information about the Manhattan Project to Moscow. David Reistel as John Manley, a physicist who headed the theoretical division at Los Alamos. Guy Burnett as George Eltonton, a British engineer and communist agent who tried to recruit Oppenheimer.